The fact that there was a 20-something-year-old guy standing behind me and he didn't offer to lift my bag into the overhead bin for me. Chivalry is dead ASF. Can someone please step up and raise their son as a man for the love of God? Now, first of all, and first and foremost, can we blow up that picture of her? We don't need to see the text, but let's just look at what she looks like. Ben, can you blow that up for me? Okay. All right. Let's ask this question to ourselves. Does she look approachable to you? Does she look like someone who wants your assistance? She went all out of her way to put the diva sunglasses on, to dress like, does it not scream, leave me alone? Does it not scream, leave me alone? So this is all an act, right? She screams, leave me alone with this getup that she's got going on. And then she makes a video complaining that you, guess what, guys, left her alone. Now, we've talked about chivalry being dead. Years ago, guys used to do stuff like this. They would offer to help put your bags in the overhead. They would offer to do all of these things. And then ladies decided one day, I shouldn't call them ladies, but women decided one day to say, you think I need you? I witnessed it once. I remember I was in my late 20s, maybe about 28. And I took a trip and I remember putting my little carry-on in the overhead. And there was a woman behind me who was struggling. Okay, she must have been in her 30s, a little older than me, struggling. And a guy said, hey, do you need me to lift that up? And she was clearly, she was a little bullish, She was like, she looked at him and said, no, I don't need you to help me. And then, the sweat was dripping down. She basically heaved it over her head with all the force she had in her little body to try to prove a point. And I never forgot that moment. Like, why did you need to do that? Well, because she was, trying so hard to be a man. She was trying so hard to compete with a man in a man's world. And she was out to prove that she didn't need men. So much so that she was out to, incur a back injury, throwing a carry-on and an overhead just to prove that point. So years and years and years of guys hearing that, for the last 15 years in particular. And now they look at a woman who looks like this, who looks like she's dressed in some type of leave me alone Halloween costume. And they say, I'm not approaching that with a 10-foot pole because it's screaming, don't approach me. I don't need you. So, and this is what they do, right? Again, women love to complain and moan and groan about things that they're bringing upon themselves. If she had a more approachable expression, if she, was, heaven forbid, ask for hey, would you mind helping me out? Or gave at least some energy, putting it out there that if you did ask if she needed help, you wouldn't have your head bit off, right? Then it would be done, right? There are guys now that are like coming out of hiding where for the last 15 years, they opted to not be gentlemen. And a lot of them are saying now, you know what? I'm going to offer, and I don't really give a lick if you don't like it. Because you know what? I would answer too. If a woman ever says to you, like, if you're a gentleman and you offer to, hey, do you need some help with that suitcase or something? Maybe you were raised right and you just don't give a lick what she says. And she says, you think I can't do it on my own? You know what I would say? Actually, no, it's quite heavy and you're struggling. So I thought I would be a gentleman and ask. But if you don't want my help, that's fine. That's what I would say. Honestly, because you need to be honest about what's going on. And this whole I don't need a man, I can be a man is such bull. You can't, honey. You're not as strong. You obviously need the help. So what they want to be able to do, these modern women, is they want to be able to complain, to put on an appearance of leave me alone, don't help me, I don't need you. And then complain when you don't offer help. Then you're labeled, you weren't raised right, where is chivalry, all this stuff. So the very women that killed chivalry want to then complain about there being no chivalry. And you've seen these videos pop up over and over, girls at the gym. They've got like the bar behind them and it's stacked and they're ready to just drop dead from the weight. And, it's like they're, oh my God, nobody came over to me because, 50 gym girls before you slapped them on the wrist when they did come over to try to help you. So I think right now you have like a split. There's guys that have had enough and are saying, okay, you berated me and yelled and you're little, when I offered to help and be a gentleman. So I'm done. You have those guys. And then you have another group of guys that just doesn't give a lick and just says, I'm going to be a gentleman and I'm going to answer. I'm going to have a retort when you've got something stupid to say like, yeah, you know what? I don't think you can lift that suitcase because clearly you can't. So do you want the help or not? You know what I mean? Like it's just got so many guys are so done with this game because it's nauseating. It's nauseating to put on the costume of I don't need you when you really do need them and then complain when they don't help you. Look at this. Look at this woman with these glasses. Nauseating. And why would any guy approach her? Really? Guys, listen, get in the chat. I want to know from the guys. Get in the comments and get in the chat. I want to know, would you approach this woman? And how many of you, I want you to tell me, are you the type of guy that is tired and so you're just stop being a gentleman for these women? You're not offering to help. You're not doing any of that. Or are you one of those guys that is a gentleman anyway? And then when they say, do you think I need your help? You say, oh, well, yes, honey. And you do. But if you don't want it, that's fine. I want to know which one you are. Leave it in the comments. Leave it in the chat. I want to see where the balance in this audience strikes.